Before we get into the video today, please make sure that you like and subscribe. Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Now today we're going to be talking about something that's actually seemingly quite an infuriating and delicate subject. It is about safe standing at Ibrox. Now previously it was a bit of a fad, but this one isn't seeming to die out, and it really seems like a lot of people want this, but there are arguments against it. So what we're doing today is we're going to bring you the opinions of fans to see if you can connect or disagree with what some fans say. But whatever you think, leave your comment in the description down below, because this is what this is all about. So what we put out on our Facebook page, Rangers Fans Channel, we said thoughts on safe standing. Your answers will be in our video. First names included only for obvious reasons. You know, we don't want to get sued. Would like a lot of replies. Now, the very first reply was from a guy called Cesare. Great footballer for Juventus. Don't like it. Think it will cause problems. All-seater stadiums were made for safety. So I said to him, what sort of problems are you talking about? And he says, not being able to see the pitch, crowd trouble, death. Blair, could you please take over? And what do you think he's trying to say?
I think people need to realise that safe standing is a lot more regulated than it would have been a lot of years ago. You can see his point, because last-minute goals and excitement, things that happen on the pitch, fans can get quite, animated. And I think that he's got a point, but I don't think it is as extreme as that. And I think fans should be more understanding of what they've got, rather than being complete animals on the side of the pitch, to be honest.
Peter replied, he said, as you mentioned in your video last night, because I do live videos on Instagram, I put forward an argument that was put to me, and it's a fair argument. What he said was, what about the fans who have been sitting at the same seats for years, getting told they would need to move away? Not sure some fans would agree on this. And basically, he then went on to say, oh, sorry, there was an argument against him saying no one said they need to move. A guy called Colin argued this. No one said they need to move. They can stay and join, or if they choose, they can move. But we're not asking anyone to move. We actually want more people involved to make the all-round match day experience better for everyone at Ibrox. What are your thoughts on that, Blair?
I think the safe standing argument is with the best interest of the club in mind. I think I've seen a few arguments on Twitter as well with some accounts that there's no atmosphere in Ibrox. They've actually compared it to a library at times. I think the most beneficial place to put it is where the Union Bears are. Like, I don't think it would benefit anyone being anywhere else in the stadium. As far as moving people goes, I don't know how that will work. I think that I would need to be thought out carefully, and if people were needing to be moved, they would either be compensated or put to a better seat or something, but they would have to move for it to work. So that would be the first hurdle I'd be looking at, I think.
So I will find this for you, Blair, but what you're seeing now on YouTube is you are going to see the picture of all of the Rangers Supporters Club that are in favour of safe standing. And it is a lot. It is a crazy
quite a lot, yeah.
Make no mistake, there are a lot that so far aren't, but I'm fully expecting them to say that they are. Pages like Ibrox Loyal, great Facebook page, posted this, by the way. But Blair, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read out some, and then I want you to just quickly intervene with the ones that you think are, the most important arguments. Mm-hmm. Robert says, something needs to be done to lift the atmosphere. Always good for the first to 10 minutes, then dies a death. So I from me. Fraser then says, yes, hopefully it helps to bring back the atmosphere, which leads to bringing back fear factor back too. Basically what he's saying there is when the atmosphere comes back, other teams are going to be, scared. They're going to get the wrong kind of adrenaline because you can hear the Ibrox roar, and it's going to benefit our players. And then Chris replied by saying a decent team on the park will bring back the fear factor, and I think that's a great point. And then David, get on.
Well, as far as the argument goes, it goes hand in hand. Obviously, you can make as much atmosphere as you want, but if you're down 3-1 against Hibs, it's quite hard to keep it going, isn't it? To be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
And no matter if you've got enough room to jump about or not.
And the next person that agrees with you, his name's John. He says, yes, 100% will create a better, louder atmosphere. I do sympathise with anyone who might lose their long-term season ticket location, but they can choose to stay and stand and take part, or they could choose another seat. Also, to everyone who says it will cause trouble, how will it? when it should be for season ticket holders only. So if anyone causes trouble, they'll be barred and lose their season ticket, etc. 100% yes for me. Again, good points. But Blair, the main reason what we're seeing, that is, I mean, obviously, lots of people have different reasons, but we're only seeing what's in front of us, what we put out. The main reason that people are saying yes, it appears to be for atmosphere.
Again, the only people that are responsible for that atmosphere is the fans. And if they're needing safe standing to have a better atmosphere, then maybe it's not, I wouldn't say for the wrong reasons, because that's one of the main reasons that safe standing does bring. But we have to ask, why is there no atmosphere in the first place? If there's atmosphere such a problem, do we honestly think safe standing is going to be that one-time fix? That fix is just going to fix everything. Because really, it's only going to be a section of the ground. It's not like every part. It's not like each stand's going to have its own safe standing section. It's only be one section, and it's going to be the same section that makes the noise already. So my point is, is it really going to be that long-term fix we're looking for?
Blair, I've just realised that the very first name that I read out, I said his first and last name, so we're going to have to blur that bit out, the last name. But moving on, Scott says would love it. The place would be bouncing. Picture the full front of Copland doing the bouncy in sync. David above him says yes, bring the Royal back to Ibrox. Again, it's the same point of views. Liam says I'd personally move the Union Bears, but some people are saying it's going to be for the Union Bears only, just like and this is one of the comments that I haven't come to yet, but if someone says yes, we need to be more like Celtic in that way, and perhaps a few other ways, i.e. the team. Obviously it's a kind of comment that's going to incite some fans, but he's got a point in the sense that it's working for the Green Brigade. However, does it therefore mean that that's the reason why the Green Brigade are getting bans for this type of things that they're doing, which is quite stupid, really?
I think no, Green Brigade don't need safe standing to make an idiot of themselves. But we need to understand. The club need, before they start, if they do decide to implement this into the stadium, they need to have every fact covered and every point covered, and have every explanation as to why we need safe standing before we start implementing it. I don't think a better atmosphere is one aspect, but I don't think they'll use that as a sole reason to get safe standing introduced.
Yeah, I think it is a couple in front that they're on. Either way, though, moving on. Gavin says, okay, here's another note. Gavin says, nope, stadium was built. Oh, okay. Gavin says, nope, stadium was built as a testament to the 66 and those affected. We should see the clamour out. And to be honest, before we answer this, the replies are capital letters, safe standing. It's in the name, and Gavin then replies by saying, "Just my opinion." Now, obviously, it's a very, very
it's touchy subject, but
very touchy subject.
We're obviously not going to get dragged into the 66, and that's going to be left at one side, because that's a completely different kettle of fish. I think again, safe standing, yes, safe is in the word, and I also fully 100% believe that the board will not do anything rash, and they'll also look to places across Europe, not including Celtic, obviously, but they'll probably look to places across Europe as to where it's been implemented if they do decide to go down the route of getting it installed, and I think it will be a long-term plan. I don't think it'll be implemented, and I don't think it'll be installed overnight either, to be honest.
Very, very 10-second quick confession is that when I first heard of safe standing at Ibrox, obviously me being, I don't know, maybe immature, not as experienced as going to match stage as everyone else, the first thing that I did think was obviously the Ibrox disaster. And I did put an argument online saying, look, I can't think that Ibrox is going to be that way again after what happened. But looking forward, the word it is in the name, isn't it? Safe standing. I'm certain that if there was any risk like that, it wouldn't happen anywhere in Europe.
Too much regulations in that. I genuinely can't. I mean, I would hope not anyway, but I think that the club itself would go down every avenue possible before it was installed, just to make sure it was okay. And say,
yeah. Colin said, "I'd rather sit." That was his.
I'd rather sit.
That was
especially on a cold night away to come on.
I'm sure a few people are the same though. Fabrizio, what a great name that is, by the way. So he's got a long one. One of the last ones I'm going to read out. Said it for ages. Ibrox is like a cemetery without the Union Bears or Blue Order, etc. I, for one, hates it gone.
No, I'm just saying. Point made. I think we've covered that.
Yeah.
Again, it won't be. I don't think safe standings a long-term fix, and I think it will probably improve the atmosphere, but I don't think it will be a complete and utter answer to the silence that we're sort of experiencing at Ibrox.
He then touches on after the bit that we already covered, which is a fair amount, to be fair. So you saved me a lot of time there. He says, for people that already have season tickets, they either get first choice to stand or move 100%. That's pretty much the point he's making. We're going to try and find... Stan says no standing is safe. I'm not sure if he means no standing is safe or no standing is safe in general. The reply to that is, well, it wouldn't be called safe standing.
Yeah, exactly.
Derek then says, when you can hear the players shouting from the pitch, it's time to get the atmosphere back. Do you know what? That's a great point.
It is. But I also think that the stadium, I don't know if there's a stadium in the world, maybe I'm wrong, but it keeps the same atmosphere for 90 minutes. Well, obviously, between the break of the game, but surely there's not a stadium out there. I'm going to be proven wrong, but it's like having a team having the same tempo for 90 minutes. You can't expect the fans to have the same tempo for 90 minutes. Surely not. No.
Wembley has atmosphere for 90 minutes only because England fans are booing the national team at big events. My apologies. No, I do not pledge myself to that country. Don't get confused. But one of the last things we're going to read out now is Steve says, no, what's the point? Celtic games, they get that section.
That is a very good point. It is. But do then we switch stands? I don't know. As I said, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. Right now, the question posed is, do we want safe standing? And the answer is probably, it looks like it's going to be a resounding yes. So the next question would be, where is it going to be if we decide yes? So
that's why I got confused, because they said not. The reply to that guy says not if it's in Copland, because I heard of the talk of safe standing being in Copland, and I thought it was the Union Bears replacement. But Union Bears, as they say, Union Bears are in the Brimline. So there we go.
Shows what we know.
Shows what we know. That's what I got confused about. And finally, that was the guy that I was saying earlier, with massive replies. I told you all these fans are replying to that guy talking about Celtic. But for the last comment would be good, but where would it go to? Union Bears would have to be moved with the Tims sitting there in Old Firm games.
Again, we don't know what it's going to be. We don't know. It could be anywhere in the stadium, to be honest. And I think that question will be put towards the board as well if it reaches that far, which it looks like it will. And yeah, we'll need to have a wee look to see exactly where it's going to be, because I don't think it can go to the Broomloan. Yeah, exactly. We don't want to give Celtic fans a standing section if at all possible, so we'll probably look to move it to either the other three stands. But again, who you move in and where people going to go, and it's just a lot of preparation and what needs to be done before we even think about putting safe standing in the stadium. So I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely right. So that's going to be it for just now. Of course, we're going to try and do this more often. Saturday's game against Hearts, I believe. What is it? Is it a 3 o'clock kickoff?
It is, yep, indeed.
So not televised?
No.
So it's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Blair is going to be hosting the match review. I won't be there. So Blair, here we go. All up to you.
Hosting the match review, you can get yourself to.
Yes, you are. Anyway, for now, make sure that you like and above all subscribe. We're going to try and get to 4,500 by the end of next week. It's a big ask, but that's what we're going for. So yeah, thank you very much for watching.